What's up, folks? It is once again Dr. Remy LeBeau here to give you a double dose of what you need to get through yet another day with the X-Men statue withdrawal syndrome. I don't want you to go through any more withdrawals, so at least for the next couple of weeks, or at least for the next couple of days. Okay, let's be honest about this. It'll be for the next couple of minutes, but nevertheless, I'm here to help in whatever capacity I can by providing you a double dose of clear Iceman statue amazing goodness. Yes, this is a showdown video of the what do we got here? There's just been so many Iceman statues recently that I just can't really decipher which is which anymore, because they're all just so good and so similar. And that will be a continuing theme throughout this video, the similarities. But here we have the clear statue version of Iceman in his sort of modern look, which basically reflects more of like a 90s kind of era costume, in which he's got the X belt and that's basically it. It's the X belt that kind of makes him stand out distinctly as being part of that era. But that era really continued on to like the modern era, like the 2000s. And then over here, of course, we have a very distinct look for Iceman, Bobby Drake, which is him wearing the power belt given to him by Loki in the X Factor series in order to help him control his power, because it was out of control. And thus that signature sort of element is what places him within that X Factor historical context. So this is the X Factor clear Iceman, and this is the clear Iceman modern statue. Now, I'm pretty sure this was a website exclusive, the X Factor Iceman, so you could only get that one through the website for Bowen Designs. And this was a Collectors Club exclusive, meaning you could only get it through the Bowen Designs website, and you had to be a Collectors Club member before it was announced that the statue was going to be made and put up for sale. So just on that level, this one already has that sort of going for it, distinguishing it from this one. So as far as just like basic production aspects that create value, this one has, you know, that sort of extra special quality to it, the Collectors Club exclusive quality, which tends to set statues apart from others, just as far as the ultimate value they wind up having in the secondary market. Let's look at the production run. So the Collectors Club exclusive has 516, has a run of 516. So there are 516 of this statue. Now, I'm pretty sure this one's a lot more limited than that one. And I'm right. There were 300 of these made. So this is a Collectors Club exclusive, which makes it pretty exclusive. But this one only has 300 in existence, which makes it even more exclusive. So just as far as those qualities go, they kind of balance each other out. This one's more rare as far as numbers. This one is more rare as far as accessibility, and so they're both kind of in the same category as far as like rareness of production run. So let's move on to other things that kind of set it apart. The bases. The X Factor statue has this very cool, slightly metallic but not really sort of dark blue, aqua blue. I don't know exactly the kind of blue it is, but it's a blue base and it looks very nice. This one over here has got the gray, like a dark gray color, and it's got like kind of light gray cutouts for the X's. So as far as the base colors go, I like this color. I like this base better. I think it suits the statue a little more. Just because it's Iceman, he's got the power to create ice, he's got the power to lower the temperature dramatically. So it would make sense that he's standing on some sort of surface and he's, you know, freezing that surface. So this base actually winds up being just more appropriate and more aesthetically appealing as well. It catches my eye a little more than this one, but so what? Not a deal breaker. This one's awesome, and it's a very close second. They both have these very cool, like, kind of clumps of ice, or they're more like snow on the base, and they have like kind of glitter to them, which is really nice. It's a really nice touch. It kind of brings out like that icy quality. Both of them have it. Both of them look great, and I think they're pretty much identical. I'm looking at both of them, and this is the first time I'm comparing them, and indeed they are. They are identical, so that's very cool. The sculpt itself is the same sculpt. So the differences are, I think this head over here is turned slightly to the right, but it's the same face and the same features. This arm over here is kind of raised and bent up, whereas that is not the case here, but they're both holding a snowball, which is very cool. And the snowball has that same sort of snow quality that the snow on the base has, which is very nice. And then also, of course, you've got the power belt on the X Factor statue, which sets it apart from this one. As far as just like a design element, I like the X belt better than this power belt, because the power belt, although it's, you know, it's like a cool thing that's related to the X Factor canon of stories, it aesthetically doesn't look as good as this one does. So just as far as like just aesthetic value, you know, like sort of the value of how it looks, this one's better. The X belt is better. I mean, X's are signature elements of an X-Men statue. I often have said that any X on a statue, you know, really makes it stand out as more than your average statue that may not have as many X's. Ultimately, I'm a huge X-Men fan. All my displays are of the X-Men teams, so I want as many X's as possible. That's why. So if you watch some of the at least the first two X-Men movies and X-Men First Class, there's a lot of X's throughout the visual design of the films that are not necessarily intended to be you know, like just emblems, X emblems for the X-Men or whatever. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like one of the very first scenes in the first X-Men movie, when Xavier is at the Senate hearing, I think it's a Senate hearing. It is a Senate hearing because Senator Kelly's there, and Jean is testifying, and then Xavier spots Magneto, and he like follows him into that corridor where it's like there's like a glass, a large sort of circular glass surrounding like this curved hallway. In that hallway, there's like a bunch of X's everywhere, and it's part of like the structure, but it's obvious that they were put there because we're looking at an X-Men film. We're talking about, you know, X-Men characters in the X-Men world, and you want to emphasize that as much as possible, either explicitly or implicitly in the design, you know, in the production design, both of a film and of a statue. So that might have been a huge an explanation that was greater than it needed to be, but hopefully it really drives home the point of why it's good to have a lot of X's on an X-Men statue. I could have just said, like, I just like X's because I like the X-Men, and that would have been sufficient. Maybe I'll say that next time. You know, so both of these statues were sculpted by the Kucherek brothers, so you know, you can't really criticize either one on the sculpt because they're exactly the same, and the Kucherek brothers are super talented. There is one thing that might be slightly different, and I think the resin on the Collectors Club statue, the clear resin, actually has more of like a blue hue, whereas the resin on the X Factor statue has a slightly more sort of aquamarine hue to it. I know that the statues were produced by different factories in China because I know that the packaging was slightly different. I don't know, maybe some of you have noticed that some of the packaging, the styrofoam has like the Bowen Designs label carved into it, and some don't. And I think this one did not, and this one did, or vice versa, one or the other. Regardless, two different factories made these, and I think this factory chose a slightly different clear resin for for the final material they used to make the statue, and so it's got a slightly different look to it. Beautiful statue, no matter how you look at it, it's beautiful. But I do like the blue on this one slightly more. It's got a little bit more of that icy quality to it. It's got a little bit more of that Iceman look that I'm looking for in an Iceman statue. But I'm being nitpicky as hell right now because this statue is beautiful and I love it, and it looks fantastic in my X Factor display. And I can't say more good things about it because I love it, and I think that says it all. But this is a showdown video, so given the various very limited qualities that one can sort of point out to set one statue apart from the other, I'm gonna have to give my final judgment for this statue. I'm going to have to say this is the statue, the Collectors Club exclusive, that wins this showdown, that is the best clear Iceman statue, and actually might be the best Iceman statue ever produced. It's actually better than the Bowen Ice Slide statue because it's kind of got some attitude to it. It's got like a smirk to it. Whereas the Bowen Ice Slide statue is a very cool statue, one of my favorite statues, but it doesn't have much personality to it, like in the face. But then again, he is in an action pose, so that can be forgiven. Nonetheless, this is the statue that really shows off Bobby's character. Bobby is kind of like a wise ass. That's always kind of been part of his character, and this statue captures that, captures his power, looks beautiful, is perfectly sculpted, is a winner on every dimension. And as far as all the Iceman statues go, I think this is the best one here, right here. So all hail the Collectors Club exclusive Bowen Designs clear Iceman statue. It is a winner on every level, and I am super happy to have it. This is definitely one of those statues that if I were ever to get into a situation where I had to get rid of my statues, which is very unlikely at this point, but if I were if I was ever not able to have my statues anymore because I have to sell them off because I need the money, not gonna happen. This is one of those that I would keep without a doubt. Love it. It's a gem, and I've said that many times throughout this video in a variety of ways, but I needed to say one last time, love this statue, love it. But anyway, both of them are amazing. This one's fantastic. There's a lot to like about this one. I can't disparage it in any way. It's just not as good as this one, but it's fantastic. Love them both. But this is the winner. Alright folks, that is it for this little showdown video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the other content on my channel. It is Dr. Remy LeBeau's Xlair. My blog is xmenstatuesoffuturepast.blogspot.com. Check it out. I got some photos on there. You can go to it by clicking on this blog post link that's right over here somewhere. And as always, oh yes, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I've got plenty more material to come. If you're interested, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my other videos, that'll be a way of you sort of keeping up with what I'm putting up for you to enjoy and to gain some insight into the world of X-Men statues, as well as to hopefully share your thoughts on these statues via the comment section, etc. Alright, as always, X in the box, because ain't nobody checking me. I'll see you all very soon. Take care.